Hey guys, so today I want to talk about a way for you guys to make money without any form of investment. I know a lot of y'all are complaining online about how you're just not getting drops from enemies, and I totally understand that. But the way that I'm going to be teaching you how to get money is going to be zero investment, zero hassle, and also doesn't rely on drop RNG whatsoever. Now, to preface this, we all know that at the end game, one of the best ways to make currency, and probably the best way to make currency by playing the game, is going to be juicing your maps with rarity. Juicing the map itself, juicing the towers, and juicing your gear. But all of that requires some form of monetary investment. Now, the way that I'm going to be talking about today, and what I would recommend for all of you guys who are maybe just getting into maps, or even you just maybe don't want to invest in rarity, which is the same as me, the best way to get currency, in my opinion, is by doing rituals. Now, rituals are really cool because they give you a steady flow of income from currency and items. On top of being able to just get a chance at getting a good item here and getting some uniques, they also give you a lot of currency. As you can see here, we have a Vol Orb, we have an Og Orb, we have a Transmute Orb, we have Omens as well. And specifically right here, we have an Audience with the King, which right now aren't as expensive as they were in last season, but they are also way more common. So getting these as a, I guess, consistent form of income is very, very good as well. But the thing is, you are able to get all this stuff as you are leveling up through your maps. Well, maybe not the Omen itself for the Audience of the King, but you're able to get other Omens as well, which I'll show you in a little bit, are actually, in general, worth quite a bit, despite like some of these Omens being really, really common. So first off, let's talk about how I usually go about this, right? Let's say you have never done rituals before and have no investment. Well, how this works is you go into a ritual site area, right? And then you kill the mobs in the ritual. That will sacrifice the monster to the ritual. And the more monsters you have sacrificed to the ritual, the more tribute typically you're going to gain. And this tribute is what you're going to be using to be buying these items. Now, sometimes these items can be very expensive. As you can see here, this is 2.5K, which actually has been reduced a little bit because I have been deferring it. But some of the items can be very expensive and you're not going to be able to afford them all the time. So that's why you want to defer them. It costs a lot less tribute, as you can see right there, 267, and it makes it so that the next time you see it, it's a lot cheaper. Well, I guess it's gradually cheaper over time, but you're going to keep deferring it until you can afford it, basically. You can think about deferrals as basically paying installments to that item. You pay it little bit by little bit, and over time, you're going to be able to afford it. Now, this is how you're going to be generally going through your rituals. Normally, it costs around 750 or so tribute to go and re-roll a favor. So you're going to want to take all of that into account. You're going to look at your current tribute, what the items are, what you want, and how much it costs to re-roll. Because re-rolling is a very good way, and what you should be re-rolling all the time on your rituals, because that gives you the ability to see more options. So even though I can buy this right now, 2.5K, if I buy it, I'm going to have about 1,000 left, and then after I re-roll, I'm going to have about 600 tribute left, which for me, I can actually re-roll twice, so I probably don't want to buy it flat out for that reason. And sometimes I might get a big ticket item and I might not have enough tribute to re-roll for it or to defer it. So what I'm going to do is, in general, see what I want here. I'm going to click defer on the item that I want, and then I'm going to re-roll. Now, I have Exalted Orbs, I have Regal Orbs, I have another Greater Omen of Greater Exaltation. This isn't very expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to defer this one that I want, and then the Exalted Orb that I want, confirm, and we're going to re-roll once more. Now we have a much cheaper Audience of the King, but we can't afford it anymore because we have too little tribute. But as a result, we've now gone through 2 different pages of ritual offerings, and we've been able to collect an Exalted Orb, and now we've been given an extra Exalted Orb. So now that we have 1.6K tribute, we can't reroll anymore, then we can go ahead and buy what we want, and there we go. Boom. I have just got myself 2 extra Exalted Orbs that did not drop from the map at all. So that is going to be extra currency on top of what you're making on the maps, which for the most part, again, if you're early on, they're probably not making much currency from the map itself. So rituals are going to be the main driver of your currency early on. Now, that's kind of the fundamentals of rituals and how you do them, but I want to show you guys how much money is actually available from rituals. As you saw earlier, Audience of the King, pretty well known that that is a relatively expensive item. It's not as expensive this league. I think last I checked it was like 40 exalts or something like that, but still, that's extra money that you're getting. You can also get divine orbs on top of that. You can get chance orbs. You get all these different orbs. Typically, I'd say the common ones I see are chaos orbs and exalted orbs are the ones you want to get. Alchemy orbs, probably a little bit expensive for their value, and same with vault orbs. These are the main two you want to go for, and then every now and then you get a lucky divine, and you'll want to get that as well. But for the omens, as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of omens that you can get that are very, very pricey, but some that are very common but relatively expensive. So, for example, these are kind of the big ticket omens that you want. Typically the purple ones. So, for example, Whittling Omen, right? If you look at how many exalts it costs, 320 exalts. Really expensive. And then you also have your, let's see here, annulment, your annulment omen. 434 exalts. Next, we're going to take a look at the Sinistral annulment. 259. We're just going to keep going down this list, right? The purple ones in general are very expensive. 430 for this one. And then next omen, we have 398. You can see these purple ones are super, super expensive, except for this one. The greater annulment is not very expensive, but that's besides the point. Everything else, super expensive. But these are going to be typically more on the rare side, which is why they're so expensive. But at the same time, there are going to be some common ones that you're going to get as well that are pretty worth it. For example, this one, Omen of Amelioration. 6 exalted orbs, and they're very common. Now, on top of that, we also have Omens of Corruption, 4.5 exalt orb. And then we can go take a look at this one, Omen of Sinistral Alchemy, 1.1 to 4, so 4 exalts for one of them. You see, these are not the most expensive omens, but at the same time, if you stack them, which you will be getting quite a few of them as you're going through, the money is going to keep stacking up and up and up. So from going from maybe finding 1 exalt to maybe 0 exalts, pretty much every single time you do a ritual, more likely than not, you're going to get at least some value off of it. This is why I highly recommend anybody who is starting off to do rituals and just do that in general. It's very, very easy money, and it's very, very, I guess, low investment. Now, you can increase your returns by, of course, getting more stuff in the Atlas tree. So when you're able to kill the King of the Mist, tier 0, very easy. You get unlimited revives. Same with tier 1. Tier 2 is pretty easy too. Tier 3 and tier 4 a little bit harder. But in general, doing tier 0 to tier 2 is going to be very easy for you. So I would say that if you're able to get an audience with the king, probably think about using it so you can get more stuff in your tree. And how I would recommend doing it is the first one, I would probably go towards this one right here, being able to re-roll an additional time. As I mentioned before, re-rolling is very, very nice because it lets you get more options. You get to see more things and roll for more potential at getting a really, really good omen. Then after that, I would probably put this one right here. Ritual favors on your map have a 100% chance to be omens because, as I mentioned before, omens are going to be the biggest ticket items available on the ritual itself. Then, even though Audience with Kings are cheaper nowadays, I would still recommend doing this one, He Approaches, because at the end of the day, it's still an extra 40 exalt that you're going to get, even though they're more common now. And then lastly, I would recommend this one right here, Promise Devotion. That way you can get your deferrals to be cheaper, and then also just in general, potentially be able to afford more things as a result of that. Because I've definitely had situations where I didn't have enough tribute to reroll, and if I had this, it would have been nice, and I would have got the item. So there it is. hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I think that, as I showed, rituals have a lot of money making potential, especially when you have zero investment. So highly recommend you all to go out there and do your rituals and just use your towers to enhance your rituals as well. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of the video, whether you thought it was helpful or not, and also if you have any other easy money making techniques, let me know. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the sub button. It's the best way to support the channel, and let me know that you like what I'm doing so I can continue making more of these types of videos. And also, I stream every single night on twitch.tv/misoxshrew, so I'd love to see you guys there. But if not, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, guys. Peace.